dead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets, mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors. Armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language, these beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
Hey, all right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Look at your jumper. Is that the same one as before?
Same one I've been wearing for the last 3 videos. I told you, it's the only one I got.
This is my third one. Got
It's
one
the
for
only
each
one I
video.
got.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, not bad, how are you?
Yeah, you all set for Christmas?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Just about. But honestly, the closest margin.
Yeah. What are you going to get for? Your kid or your missus or both?
Yeah, my missus, my kid, my parents, siblings, the full siblings, siblings, girlfriends, you know, the full lot.
You've got to get your brother's girlfriends. That's ridiculous.
Well, I don't have to. I choose to, okay?
I forgot
I'm a
we're
giving
live.
person, all right?
Right, we got a Christmas show today. It's a Christmas show / review of the year. We're doing the best and worst, the most disappointing movies, a few surprise hits there, sort of disappointing. All these things,
so-
sum up.
Yeah, just running down 2024.
Yeah.
What a way to end a year. Overall, I think it's been a relatively weak year. There's some absolute shining stars, specifically with horror movies from this year. But my top 5, I picked way too easy. It was too easy. It took me 2 minutes to come up with my top 5 best of the year.
So, I just a normie of films on Facebook every year. I used to do my top 5 movies of the year. And this year's been amazing for horror, but crap for like general films, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think the biggest highlight for most people was Deadpool 3, not for me. But it obviously made bank, and it's a fun watch, whatever. But horror, it's been fucking brilliant, I gotta say.
The second half of 2024 has been brilliant. The first half was probably the weakest I've ever witnessed.
Oh, yes.
We'll talk about some of the films that came out in the first half of 2024, obviously in the live stream. But honestly, it was a fair few months in and I was like, oh God, we're going to have a shit year.
Well, if you remember, Curtis, you may not live this down, but one of our main reviews and your thumbnail was going to be Hellhole.
Yeah, I know.
Shut
I know.
And you
it was at that point I'll take where I can get. There's a new horror movie out. I'll jump on it.
And you told me about it. You made an awesome thumbnail, and then we changed the thumbnail quick and
you watched it and I didn't. I watched 10 minutes of it and I was done. I was like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, what did you just prank me or something?
Listen,
I got you,
Jenks. I'm not that cruel. I'm not going to waste your time, okay?
I would if
you did do it. You told me that Conjuring 3 was good, and then when I watched it, and I was like, "What the hell are you on about?" And you went, "No, I know it was crap. I don't want to get your hopes down."
Oh, I didn't do it as a prank. I just didn't want my opinion to.
Well, I went in with sky high expectations, then, Jenks.
Right, it's our Christmas show today, like we said, and. We have to make it relatively short, just under an hour, because we're jumping on Davey Deathray's live watch of Black Christmas. So if you're sick of us, that's fine, an hour's long enough. If you still love us, jump on his show and you'll get more of us.
No one wants that. No one wants that.
Yeah. Right, because it's Christmas, I got a beer. What have you got?
Vodka and Coke. I can't drink beer. I'll be back and forth to the toilet all night. I'm not doing it.
I am the same. Cheers, boy. It's been a great year.
Cheers, Jenks. It has. It's been an awesome year.
It's been such a fitting sort of this end of the show because we started this channel on January the 1st. Really neat. I had the flu when the first video dropped, and I wasn't feeling to do anything. But it's perfect bookends. We've started off quite exciting and everything's going well. And now we've ended so strong.
Yeah, I know.
It's been great and very neat and tidy, like bookends of the year. And this show, I can't wait to do a sum up of the year. I'm chuffed. And
Yes.
we're doing a watch party with a friend of the channel, David Dethray.
Yes,
No?
what a way to end the year. And like I was telling you, what a great way to end the year, jumping on Davies' channel to do a watch party, because he's one of the first people we collabed with, and I consider him a friend now. So it's nice to end the year on Davies' channel, and we obviously get to do ours. We wrap up the year, we throw out our favourite films, and we've got each other a gift. We don't know what they are. I've sent a gift to Jenks. He sent a gift to me. What do you do on Christmas? You exchange gifts.
This is genuine now. We really don't know what they are. So, like I said, he sent it to me. My wife wrapped it behind my back, and vice versa to his missus. They look suspiciously similar.
Mine's a bit thicker, you know.
Genuine, it's not a bit. We generally don't know what's in it. If it's a fucking dildo, okay, I'm not going to be happy, Curtis, right? Well, I will be happy, but not live on TV.
Look, Jenks, I want to stay monetized, yeah, so let's keep it
Let's
PG.
do it. You ready?
Right, go on then, let's do it.
Oh, amazing. Woohoo! Yes.
Look, your back's looking bare there, so I thought I'd get you a cool little figure.
Oh, awesome. Nice one. This is spot on, boy. Spot on.
Well. Look at that. John Nada.
Yes. You like it?
You definitely messaged my girlfriend for that. You would have never have bought me that.
Okay, shall I tell you the truth about the present?
Wait there, let me just appreciate it for a second, right?
It's awesome. It is awesome.
They Live, one of my favourite movies of all time. I never thought I'd own a WWE figure, but Roddy Piper was obviously a WWE superstar or a wrestling superstar. I don't know which organisation he belonged to. But, Jenks, that is amazing. That'll go so nice next to my They Live alien. Legend.
Right. Can I tell you the truth about the present? So I actually ordered you something else. Something much better. And it has not arrived. No.
Really?
And they said, it might end up coming in January. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Why would I order something for January? That's ridiculous.
What is it?
Well, I don't know whether to tell you in case I can give it to you next year.
Right, give it to me next year then. That's fine.
I want to tell you what it is.
Go on then, tell me.
It's a Terrifier 3 Christmas jumper.
Oh, January!
Well, I know. I can't even give it to you late. How bad is that? I'm so pissed off.
I hope you got an extra large because I'm starting to put weight on, Jenks.
It was a large. Honestly, it would have been perfect. I would have made you put it on, and I was so excited, and it wasn't coming. And I spoke to your missus, and I said, I need some help, and she suggested that for me, so she's a good girl.
Well, it's a good backup, Jenks. Obviously, I love They Live. I've had my eye on that figure for a while. So
no, it was
top man, Jenks.
It is a good present. And if I hadn't thought of the Terrifier 3, and I'd thought of that would have been definitely close second. And you mentioned the Terrifier jumper last week, and I changed the subject quick. Anyway, we're gonna get on with the show. I'm gonna read some comments, okay?
Thanks, Jenks. I appreciate that.
And thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Right. We've got Wendy Palfrey. Evening, Curtis and Jenks. Merry Christmas to you both. Merry Christmas.
Evening, Wendy.
Ben Davis. Evening all. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, buddy. Jordan Moran. Evening all. Back to back live stream. Yes.
Lucky for you, pal. We're only doing an hour.
Jill. Evening, Curtis, Jenks. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jill.
Geordie. Hi, everyone. Hi, Geordie.
Hi, Geordie.
Abigail,
Merry Christmas, Palf. Merry Christmas.
So I'm just getting through these. Reese Wilson, Australian buddy. Evening, folks.
He's
Merry
alive.
Christmas. He's awake. Awesome.
He hasn't been blown away.
Christmas on the beach. That sounds like shit.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, he was telling me, actually, that they have terrible winters out in Australia. Who knew?
Ella Star. Evening, guys. Hi, chat. Hi, Ella.
Evening, Ella. Thanks for jumping on.
Jamie Hart, hello again, Gina. See, you're making friends
Hiya,
with
Jamie.
each other. I love it. Davy Death Ray, we'll see you later, dude. Can't wait. It's still on,
Thanks
isn't
for
it?
jumping on, pal. Yeah. do you still want us?
Yeah, we'll see what the show turns out like. Jamie Hart,
Right.
hey Davy. How you doing?
Just skip people's conversations.
No, I'm trying to get through as many as I can. My Chunky Geordie, hi Davy. See, there's a lot of love for Davy here. I call
Always love for
bullshit in
Davey.
that. Bad shit. Matthew Turner, or both looking forward to the show. Hi, Math.
Yes, thanks for jumping on, Math. Appreciate it, pal.
Don Keat, big friend of the
Yes.
channel, big supporter. We love you. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas, Don.
Ben Davis, are you sure there's vodka in that glass? Do you know what? I was thinking the same thing, and I wish I could smell it because I call bullshit.
Just a slither. It's bigger than you think, the glass. It's
There's
very wide. It's
no
girthy.
smell or vision, okay? I'm not going to trust you.
Well, you're just going to have to take my word for it, Jenks.
John Moran.
4K of street trash. You missed a trick there, Jenks.
Geordie, happy Christmas and a very merry New Year, and lots of snuggles and Ziggy pup to all. Oh, there's a mouthful.
Merry Christmas, Geordie.
Davy Deathray, you guys are too sweet, so happy our paths have crossed. Yeah, it's been brilliant. Love what you guys do, and happy to have friends all the way across the pond. Yes.
Legend Davy.
We give him a plug every time. Davy Deathray deserves it. He's got an awesome channel. Jump over his channel and give him a sub. He's the man.
Yes, they were. I think I did better, but...
Jamie Hart, I saw They Live in a Theatre.
Jamie's always here, right? She always jumps in to try and make us jealous. Always.
Yeah. We got,
I'd love to see that movie in cinema.
Jamie, I need ID or my dad to take me to 15s to get over here. I got onto buses until I was 21 for kids' prices when I was meant to pay full price for 14. Awesome. Johnny, oh no, sorry. I'm so rude. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jamie. Never rude, never rude.
Never rude. So, John Moran, Davey, this watch along would be great. I've never seen the film and never intended to. I haven't seen it either.
I've seen it. I have seen it. And that's why me and David Chan, and we both thought it would be a good idea to watch this one. Because I feel like if we watch a masterpiece, I think it'd be just the three of us appreciating it for an hour and a half. I think it'd be funnier to watch a crap film so we can just have a bit of a laugh with it, you know?
Yeah, we might be watching it too serious and go, look at the direction.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that camera angle. Amazing. Hugh Huckridge, 6 p.m. start time has thrown me off completely. I know.
I'm sorry, pal.
But when Davy Deathray calls you for a watch party, what are you going to do, innit?
You move your schedule.
Yeah. Jamie Hart, my Chunky Joy, always looked younger than my age, but my theatre didn't care. They let me in to see anything back then. Man, I miss the 80s. I was in pubs when I was 14, Kurt.
Disgusting.
I
was on the park. I was on the park drinking White Lightning.
Oh, classy. Right, last one, then we get cracking. Don, guys, I look forward to this on Sundays. Doing a wicked job, you both. Jumpers are cool. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Don.
Right, so what I thought I'd start with is worst films. We'll end on a high with the best top 5.
Yes. Yeah.
Agreed?
So how many worst films are we doing?
I've only got a couple. I didn't do it like a list. I got a top 5 best, and then the rest then like scariest, just 1 or 2, whatever I felt next, rather than trying to come up with a 5 for each one. Take us too long.
Yeah.
So I'll kick things off, and you can just grab yours from the list. So we'll start with worst horror. I forgot what my worst horror is now. Hang on. Drinking too much. Right. So, worst horror for me is one of them, and it's Watchers.
Yes. Oh
I'll just say mine. You can say yours. Is that right, Kurt? Watchers. This was a piece of shit. It was called The Watched over here. Not that a name change mattered. They were both shit, regardless of the title. Interesting premise. The trailer looked good. It was M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, I think. Yeah.
It
I
is.
forget now. Yeah, really bad premise. Just a piece of shit. Can't be asked to talk too much about it because we did a review on this.
Yeah, this is my thing, right? This is on my list for worst of the year. I'm not going to pull it up again and talk about it again.
You talk about it as well, yeah.
You've picked this one, so I'll talk about it.
Okay.
Top 3 worst movies of 2024. I went in with medium expectations. I love M. Night, and I was hoping that would pass down to his daughter. I loved the premise. The trailer looked good. And I love movies set in one location, and I love movies set in the woods. But it weren't at all what I was expecting it to be. I thought I was going to get a straight up good psychological horror, and it was more of a fairy tale. And the way I mark these horrors is, would I be okay showing it to my daughter? And if the answer is yes, then it's not very good, or not very scary. I think I give this one like 1 star, 2 stars.
Yeah, it was. We did a review of it. It was one of our earlier ones. Yeah, it's bad.
Don't go and watch it.
No. Right, we got to get through these a little bit quicker because we've only got half an hour left, 40 minutes left. Right, Taro.
This is mine as well.
Yeah, well, I thought it was. You're gonna kick it off, Kurt.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know, I laughed way too many times in this film, and the worst thing about this is that, like I said with the Watchers, it had such a good premise. I love that it felt like, when I watched the trailer, I thought it looked like 13 Ghosts. Now, that's not a beloved movie, but it's a movie that I love. I love that it had all these different monsters in it, and I thought this one could have been a franchise starter, and I think they were probably going to go that way. It feels a little bit like Final Destination. These kids, they mess with these tarot cards, and then they're marked for death, basically. All these monsters from all the cards start chasing them, and it's got a budget. The monsters look amazing. The sets are fantastic. It's got great cinematography, but everything bad in this movie lays with the acting and the script. I thought the script was weak as shit. Some of the lines people spurt out in this movie are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a movie that on set everyone was like, oh, I think we've got something here. And then you're in the editing room and you realise you haven't got much, because it's the least frightening movie I've probably ever seen.
So when I saw the trailer for this, I didn't think it looked good. It looked like a very generic.
I was excited.
I think I told you, I was like, I don't fancy this. It looks generic, it looks CGI driven, and I just didn't. I just don't like these type of films anymore. Like, what's that called? With all smiling, not smile. Oh, what the hell is it called?
Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare. It was one of those. And
Countdown.
Countdown was all right. Actually, didn't mind that.
No, it wasn't too bad, but it's that type of genre,
yeah.
innit?
Well, that looked shit. Yeah, I just don't enjoy these films. So I went in. I only watched it because of the channel, and it's not my cup of tea at all. I wouldn't recommend it. What you haven't got another one, have you? I got one more. See on mine.
Well, I've got one more. I don't know if I sent it to you, but it's Night Swim. I don't know if you've got the photo here.
Yeah. Let me get it.
Did I send you Night Swim?
Yeah. Hang on, I get it. Oh, a few more than that. Yeah.
There we are.
I never watched it.
Another disappointing one. Not to say that my expectations were sky high for this one, but I was hoping it was good just because Wyatt Russell's in there, and I want him to do well because he's Kurt Russell's son. I think he's starting to get some good films under his belt. I was hoping this could be a good horror that his name's attached to. And everyone making fun of it, calling it a haunted pool film and making fun of it. It's actually a lot more clever than that. I'll give it props to that. I do like how they set it up and why there's a ghost connected to the pool, but it just lacked tension. It lacked story. It was just awful.
I didn't watch this. Funny enough, it was the start of the year, and we didn't think we were ready to do like new movie reviews. And then we didn't do this one, and then we ditched the whole premise of doing movie reviews. We saved it for live shows. But I don't think anybody had anything good to say about this, so I avoided it.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't feel the need to watch it.
I've got one more on the shit list, and it is
Imaginary.
Have you got that on yours? Because you asked me to put
Well,
that.
I think so. Isn't that yours?
No.
Oh, okay.
It is shit. But
It is shit.
it's just so off my radar, and it was Trap, or better known as Crap. I really didn't like this film. I thought it looked cheesy even in the trailer, but for some reason, M. Night Shyamalan has kind of brainwashed me into thinking I always give him another chance because of this. His first 3 films are so epic, but he's running on thin now. I don't know how many more bad films he can make. It's a bit like Eli Roth, another bad film, and it's like there's only so many you can have. And M. Night Shyamalan, again, his premises are always top notch. The only thing I'd say about this, it felt like a real concert. I go to a lot of concerts, and it didn't feel like when you watch like a soap opera when there's 5 people in a nightclub, and it's like, this is not a nightclub. It felt like a real show. I don't know whether they actually hijacked a real show to film it like they do, but this was shit. Really avoid this film. It's not good. And Josh Hartnett is a good actor. He shouldn't be in this film. Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree with you. It's not the worst film ever. It's far from the worst of 2024. I wouldn't even put it on the top 10 worst of 2024. I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Like most of M. Night's later movies, the second half does lack. Like we've said before, I feel like he does struggle in that second half of his movies. But the first half was entertaining enough to keep me engaged and to keep me from putting it on a top 10 list, definitely.
Okay, fair
But
enough. Right.
it's far from my top 5 best of the year, though.
So the next one, we've got scariest movies. Let me just put a comment up first. So Reese Wilson, yeah, Trap was rubbish. Emily keeps swinging, and the last few years are missing. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Right, scariest films. Hang on, where's my thing? It's just disappeared. There's something wrong with this software today. Every time I've uploaded something, it's disappeared.
Okay.
It's glitching. Don't matter. Anyway, so we got scariest horror of the year. Now, I don't know whether you put any in your list because it's not always. So I've got 2 picks. So one of which I understand why you didn't find it as scary, but you enjoyed it. And it is, bear with me. Where are we? I can't. Sorry, I did upload it. 2 seconds. Oh, is it gone? Disaster.
Just talk about it. Just talk about it.
It was, I like a picture. It was Infested.
Yeah.
The Spider movie, the French movie. It was amazing. It's a great horror film. It almost made my top 5 best of the year. It would have easily been probably number 6. But I got really bad arachnophobia, and the director of this really understood what makes people scared. Now, I enjoyed Snakes on the Plane, but it was just a monster movie to me. I have no fear of snakes at all. So I could see anyone enjoying Infested. But if you've got a spider fear, this is like arachnophobia hits all the marks really well. But this is another notch. It is absolute nightmare fuel. I loved it.
It's crazy because I loved it. I think it's a fantastic film, but it didn't scare me one bit because I'm just not scared of spiders. Now, it scared me in the sense of I wouldn't want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
But spiders have never done anything for me in that sense. I do love a creature feature, so I did love it, but I didn't get any fear out of it. My girlfriend, on the other hand, shit herself.
Was there? 1 second. You read that?
Read what?
So 1 second. Jenks, can
one of you post a link for Davy Death-Free in your stream, please, so I can, as I can't, only mods.
Ella Star, I loved Infested. Yeah, it's on Shudder as well. It's really, really good. It's worth watching. Even if you're not scared of spiders. But if you are scared of spiders, it is another level of scary. Probably the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life, not just this year.
I haven't really prepped the scariest of the year, to be honest.
It's not always a scary film of the year. There's good horror, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
to scare you. It's one of those things.
No, of course.
Right, I've got another scary film. Now, I wouldn't say it's all the way scary, but I put it on my list because it has one of the scariest scenes ever in any
I
fucking
still
film.
haven't seen it. I still haven't
Cuckoo,
seen
right,
it.
came out. It's got Dan Stevens, which he's become a bit of a horror icon now. He's clocked up quite a lot of horrors. And he's great in it. He's a villainous sort of slime ball in it. He's a little bit like the same character he plays in Abigail.
Yeah.
But there's one scene where the girl's on a push bike, a bicycle. I won't say more than that, but it is one of the best choreographed and timed scares I have seen in a long time, and it's worth watching. It's a good film as it is, but it's that scare. There's nothing like it in any
Yeah,
film.
I need to see it. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's quite a cool
It's up.
film.
It's up for rent now, so I will watch it soon.
Up for
I'll
rent.
definitely watch it.
It doesn't sound right.
Up for rent, Jenks.
I know. I've never heard anyone say it like that. Right, are you ready? Next one up. So we got now. What's the next one? Hang on. See, all my titles have disappeared. I had surprising horror. So what I mean by this is like a hidden gem. Like it's not the best film in the world, but it hit all the spots. You didn't expect it to be as good. Do you want to kick it off, Kurt?
Yes. 2 seconds. Right. I have got In a Violent Nature. This was my surprise hit of the year. This is one that came out of nowhere. I caught it on a screaming scene in Odeon. And I read the clues, right? So on the build up to Scream and Scene, I always read the clues and kind of work out what the film is, or at least look at the comments and work it out. And I was actually hoping it wouldn't be this, because I was looking forward to it, but I didn't think it was a cinema movie. Now, some films that are not meant to be watched in cinema, it can be hindered sometimes. I had the same with Late Night with the Devil. I would have been happy to watch this one on Shudder. And a lot of people hate this movie. I've seen so much shit talk on this movie because it's from the point of view of the killer. It follows him around the whole film. A lot of the shots are long, slow walking shots of him going through the woods. And I think everyone has said the same thing. Apart from that, the killers are great, yeah? I loved every single second of this movie from the start to finish, even when he's walking through the woods for a long period of time. I thought it was fantastic. I give it a solid 4 stars. And I've gone back to it twice more since cinema, right? And watched it. I think it's a fantastic film. I think it gets way more shit than it deserves. And I think a lot of people on their first watch, if you didn't enjoy it, definitely give it another go because I think it's worth it. We've got a sequel coming as well. But that is by far my biggest surprise hit of this year. Definitely.
So we watched it at the same time, but not together. I'm unlike you. I like having a surprise. I don't look at the clues. I love doing these unseen at Odeon. And sometimes I can guess if it's a horror because I just kind of know what's coming out. And if it's too mainstream, it won't be on an unseen. So you look at the kind of level.
But because you like to keep it a surprise, you had to sit through Russell Crowe's Exorcism. I wouldn't have gone. If I had a ticket, right, I would not have gone to cinema to watch that.
Can I tell you, Mr. Kidd says, clean setup. Cheers, dude. Appreciate that.
Mr. Kidd, Big Kurt. I think I know who that is. Thanks for jumping on, pal. I appreciate it. You legend.
So how I feel about this film, it was one of those films I didn't like at the time, but the more I thought about it, the more I liked it, and the more I'm willing to give it another go.
It's so good. I loved it.
It had one of the most impressive kills ever. The inside out
through the back. And
it's quite hard to explain.
Yeah.
And the practical effects were top notch, especially with the log cutting machine.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do you know, for me though, right? It was the one that impressed me the most. Was the most basic kill in the whole movie, and it was the boulder on the head because you can't see the cut. The person's on the floor lying down. You cannot see the cut. That's a boulder being dropped on someone's head. It's the way it splatters. For me, that was the scene that made me go like, fucking yes.
Yeah, 100%. Right, for me, a surprise. I know it's a bit loose because I did like this film a lot, but this kind of came from nowhere, and it was Lisa Frankenstein. Now, we
Yes.
watched this together. When it first came out, I remember asking you, should we watch this and review it for our channel? And you were like, "Ah, I can't be bothered." And I was like, all right, well, I wasn't that fussed. I suppose if you would want to do it, I'd do it. We caught it on streaming, and we loved it. It was a great film. It was
Yeah.
not quite a Romeo and Juliet, just a strange love story. And Catherine Newton's brilliant in it. It's not set in the real world. This is a very cartoonish
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So everything that happens in it, you've got to take with a pinch of salt. It's very tongue in cheek. She brings him back from the dead with a fucking sunbed machine. Enough said.
It's
highly
very
recommend-
Tim Burton. Every Tim Burton
Yes.
movie you go, right, this is set in a separate world. Everything goes out the window, yeah. And this one, I wouldn't be surprised. If someone put the film on for me and said, who directed this, I would have said Tim Burton, 100%.
Yeah. It was beautiful to look at. It was set in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like when you first stick it on, you're thinking, oh, is this going to be my cup of tea? And then it just clicks. And I highly recommend it. I think you bought it, didn't you?
I bought this one on 4K, I did. I loved it.
Although,
But I showed it to my girlfriend and she was a bit disappointed. And I was like, get out of my house, right? Get out.
yeah. Although Curtis owning a film does not say much because he does have 4 copies of Street Trash. All right. You should have bought me Street Trash for Christmas. That would have been really funny. live. Oh.
I know. It ain't a Twisted Locker podcast unless Street Trash has been mentioned.
Yeah, so I think. Right, I got another one. This wasn't my surprise. Oh, it was my surprise. So my other surprise was, where are we? Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Got a lot of films here. Was this? Now, this movie, okay, I liked the first one, but I didn't love it. It was, it's a decent horror film, but very forgettable, very generic. This one was the first one on steroids. It was bigger. Naomi Scott's performance is absolutely Oscar-worthy. She will not get an Oscar for it. She won't even get mentioned, okay? But if you watch it, you will be blown away. And every review I've seen says exactly the same thing about her performance. You can look at some flaws in the movie, but you can't fault her performance. You still haven't seen this, have you, Kurt?
No, some people are saying it topped her performance as Jasmine in Aladdin. Jesus Christ.
I haven't seen that.
I have,
But
unfortunately.
it's very good. The director clearly had a bit more money. He had a bit more free reign, and he's used all his artistic skills, because the first one, he probably didn't have to do much. He probably didn't have much control. He just made a very simple horror film with the tools he's got. This one, he was let loose, and it was excellent. It was so much better than the first one. It's got one of the best opening scenes of the year, because it's a continuation from the first one. I won't say anything because a lot of people haven't seen this, but it didn't make bank in the cinema, unfortunately. It was a very mediocre compared to the first one, but highly recommend.
I thought it made bank.
Just about. Compared to the first, I think it made like half the amount, and it cost more money. So when you look at budget and everything, it probably might have broke even.
So this one isn't in your top 5?
It was going to be in my top 5, but I was surprised. The reason I put on surprising is that I just didn't expect this to be on my radar. And I watched it in a screening on my own, and I was like, this is way too good. I thought it was just going to be another generic sequel, but it was excellent.
I am going to watch it soon. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to read a couple of comments quick. Ella Star, I enjoy Cuckoo and Lisa Frankenstein. Yeah, I can't believe, Kurt, you haven't seen it, boy. Stop watching shit. Stop watching Street Trash all the time. Don Keith, so definitely a Smile 2 is one to watch. Are there many jump scares? There are, and they're on the money. Now, I'm not going to say this film is perfect. If you overanalyze it, you can see there's lots of flaws here and there, but it is very good. It's a lot better. Like the first one had some good scares, but it was just a bit generic, you know?
Right, I'm going to do my last surprise pick of the year.
Go for it.
Right, my surprise pick of the year is definitely not that.
Where the hell have you clicked it for?
Very similar poster, same colouring, all right? This one was recommended to me by our good friend Jordan Moran, and I hadn't really heard anything about it. A lot of these Shudder originals, there's no build up. They just drop on Shudder one day and then they're there, right? So I didn't hear a lot about this one on the build up, and this one just missed out on my top 5 movies of the year, just because the top 5 are in there are so strong. But this is definitely one that I will be going back to. I think it's one that's going to be in my cycle of movies now. It's advertised as a one-shot movie. Now, they very cleverly edit it all together to make it look like one shot. But this film is so impressive, how they keep you engaged for the whole hour and a half of the movie as you're bouncing between just 2 characters. First half of the movie you're following one, and then the second half you're following another one. It's basically a zombie outbreak. What's going on?
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
Idiot.
I was trying to do something behind the scenes and it threw me out.
Yes, where am I? Bloody hell, Jenks.
Sorry.
It's basically a zombie outbreak, and it's told from one person's point of view as it follows them on a mad night. This movie is so impressive. The first half is good enough to keep you engaged, but then that second half, when all hell breaks loose and the virus is out there, oh my God, some of the most impressive scenes I've ever seen, considering how low the budget was. I don't actually know the budget of the movie, but you can tell from the movie that, it didn't have a lot of money, but what they did with what they had, so impressive. Easily my standout surprise hit of the year.
Yeah, I jumped in this as well, and I really enjoyed it. And I got to say, I didn't know what to make of it in the first 25, 30 minutes with the guy. It wasn't badly made. It was just kind of going nowhere. It was very realistic, but I was like, something needs to happen. But when the girl takes over POV, oh my God, she's brilliant in it. She has all the best stuff to do, but her performance is top notch.
When she throws that guy in the lake, so harsh.
Yeah. Yes.
Just grabs some random guy, throws him in the lake.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's
kind of like the rage from 28 Days Later. I think they don't turn into zombies. They kind of got this rage in them, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're still kind of there a little bit.
Yeah. So I think I've done my most surprising now. Oh yeah, this was another one. You already put it up. There's something wrong with Restream today, Kurt. It's playing up. Some of my tiles are disappearing.
It doesn't matter, man. Just go there.
No, I'm just saying. That's why that's why I went off now, just to try and. Anyway, Late Night with the Devil. Really enjoyed this film. It's another surprising one. It was a simple premise. It's like a Ghost Watch, where it's like a TV show, and you're watching the movie is the TV show, and you're seeing it as it airs, and it's set in the 70s, and they have a live sort of woman who's possessed, and shit is the fan. I don't want to give too much away because it's relatively new and it's on Shudder. Highly recommend it. Great performances. And I saw it in the cinema. Now, I didn't need to see it in the cinema, but I'm glad I did because I enjoyed it. And I love watching films I enjoy, because maybe the majority of the time as you go to the cinema, you're disappointed. But this was a good one. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, you weren't a fan of this, were you, Kurt?
No, not at all. Didn't do anything for me, to be honest.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. Chunky Geordie. So the watch party stream is meant to start in 21 minutes or after we get finished here. They're going to be destroying Black Christmas. Hey, I haven't seen them. I love it.
You won't love it.
Ella Star Mads was one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film.
Not a lot of people know about it.
Just missed out on my top 5 of the year by a small margin.
Right. We're going to go on now to most disappointing.
Let's do our top 5. We got 10 films to talk about. We got 20 minutes.
Okay, then we'll see.
We spent 20 minutes talking about Smile 2.
Okay, then if we got time, we'll do our disappointing.
Yes, let's do our top 5. That's what everyone wants to see, innit? Like, everyone's here to see the top 5 horrors of 2024. Come on.
Right. Shall I do mine first?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Right. Number 5. This was a tough one because it was between this and Infested, and it is Blink Twice. I'm a big fan of these sort of films. I really liked Get Out, not a big fan of Jordan Peele. I can say Jordan Peterson then. And I love this sort of films. I love when people go to an island or get invited somewhere and there's something off and you can sense it. You know, the guests don't know, a bit like The Invitation, where something is off about the whole affair. I highly recommend this film. It's kind of gone under the radar. There was a bit of buzz of it when it was in the cinema, but it's kind of not mentioned since it's come. I'm assuming
No, I
it's on
haven't heard
streaming.
anything about it. I haven't
It's
heard
gotta be
anything
on-
about it.
It's got to be on streaming, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, it is,
It's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
good. It's very much like Get Out. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. Right, in 5th place for me, this was a real surprise hit for me. And it's Heretic. I absolutely loved this movie. I had to put this one in my top 5 for Hugh Grant's performance alone.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fantastic. A film hasn't gripped me like this in a long time. And I mean, gripped from the first second this movie starts. You've got fantastic performances, particularly from Sophie Thatcher and Hugh Grant. And it's just the monologues this guy delivers in this movie and the twists at the end. I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed this film. I didn't love it as much as you, but I would recommend it. Hugh Grant.
I'm dying to watch it again.
Yeah, Hugh Grant has had this real good renaissance since, like, since his days.
The villain era, like.
Yeah, and he's got a bit of like Jason Bateman. Okay, he always plays the same guy, but he can insert the same guy into any genre. He can be a villain, he can be a comedy, and the same with Hugh Grant. He hasn't got an axe and he's trying to kill people. He's still Hugh Grant. He's still
Plays
charming.
himself, like.
He's still charming, likable, but he's deranged, and it's really good. I would recommend it, definitely. Right, my next one is, again, this was gone from my list. I'm really getting annoyed. I spent all day downloading these, and they've just disappeared. Anyway, it's Abigail. I really love this film. It's a vampire epic. I watched it the other day with my wife. She hadn't seen it. And it's the little girl from Matilda. I forget her name now. And she's so good in it. It's so strange because my daughter loves Matilda. And you see her like singing and dancing on tables. And then you cut to like Matilda. She's ripping people's faces off. It's excellent. I highly recommend it. It wasn't a particularly big hit in the cinema, which is a damn shame. Because a lot of effort I put into that film. Probably spent a few quid in it as well. But yeah, if you get a chance to watch Abigail, highly recommend it.
This just missed out on my top 5 as well. I loved it, but didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Right, in next place for me, it wouldn't be a top 5 for me if we get a VHS movie. And I had to put this one on just because I love the franchise so much. I thought this was one of the more solid entries. You've got at least 3 very solid shots in this one. I highly recommend it. There's not much I can say about it. It's an anthology series. They're bringing one out every year for the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years. The 8th one is coming out in 2025, and they're found footage horror movies. 5 different directors, 5 different stories. I thought this was probably the third best in the series. If you love found footage, if you love raw, real horror movies, these are absolutely the ones for you. My 4th spot.
This was one of the better ones. I'm not a huge fan of the VHS series, but I would say that this was definitely a strong one. Definitely with budget-wise, or certainly choreography and skills with
the skydiving one. Yeah. Oh my God, it's one of the best shots I've ever seen.
Yeah, very good. Right, my next one is number 3 is 2024's Speak No Evil. Big fan of this film. A fan of the original, apart from the ending. I know people are the complete opposite. They're a fan of this one, but not the ending. I like the Hollywood ending. I think it needed it. I think the original was just too bleak. But let's forget about the original. This is a really good film. You don't need to see the original. This is standalone. You don't have to compare it. James McAvoy's performance is top notch. I mean, really top notch. He's terrifying. I just love this film. I would highly recommend it. And the cast is fantastic.
Yeah, you don't need to move the picture because in 3rd, I've got Speak No Evil. At one point in 2024, this was ranked number 1. But 2 films have come out since this was released that knocked it down to 3rd place. But I love this movie. I've always been a fan of James McAvoy, but after seeing this movie, I don't think I quite appreciated ever how much of a good actor this man is, because he's played superheroes, he's played good guys, but oh my God, he plays a menacing guy so well. James McAvoy's outstanding performance aside, it's a great, easy to watch, basic thriller. Now, I love this one so much because I hate the original. And I hate it because I was enjoying the movie and I hated the ending. Now, a lot of people can complain that the ending for this one was the Hollywood ending because they changed that grim original ending. But I loved it. I didn't like the ending of the original one, so I love the changes they made in this one. Yeah. And I just think it's one of the better thrillers to come out in the last few years.
Yes, 100%. It's a great film. We've got a super chat for $5 from Frank Raker from the Slaughtered Lamb
Merry
podcast.
Christmas, Frank.
Merry Christmas, dude. You keep spoiling us all the time. I wish I could say we could get a drink with $5, but we can't get a drink for $5 in Britain anymore. You're lucky if you have to pay about like £7 a pint now. It's tragic, isn't it?
You're a legend. Thank you, Frank Pala. Merry Christmas, mate.
Yeah, if we don't speak before the end of the year, have an awesome one, you and Darren. And if you haven't checked out TSL, the Slaughtered Lamb podcast, they are awesome. And they're killing it right now. Their live streams are having so many viewers. I'm very impressed. Top man. Right. So second for me is, where is it? Hang on. I bet it's disappeared now. I'll be pissed off it has. Here we go. The Substance. What a film. Excellent film. It was original. It was very much like The Fly, that sort of body horror. It's set in a very, like a cartoonish world, so you can get away with not worrying about all the little details of where the substance comes from. How does she get it? Does she pay for it? It is absolutely amazing. And even that cover, look at that cover. It's so cool.
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
good.
Yes, I love it. Yeah.
Right, in second place for me, I've got Terrifier 3, almost number one spot. Now, if anyone knows me knows I love my slasher movies and I love my slasher villains. And it's so nice to see the return of slashers with someone as big as Art. Now, this guy has just taken over the world.
Yeah.
And I wasn't on board for a long time. I didn't like the first one, so I didn't watch the second one when it came out. But then seeing all the buzz around the second one and then seeing how well the third one was doing, I watched the second one. I went straight to cinema right after that finished to watch the third one. And I just think they're amazing. I think they're exactly where they need to be. Now, if you're going in and expecting Schindler's List, you're not going to get that. But if you're looking for a bit of fun, you're looking for gore, and you're looking for one of the greatest villains in the last 20 years maybe, look no further, because Terrifier 3 delivers absolutely everything you need in a slasher movie. It's nasty, it's got great characters, and it's got a good story. It's probably my favourite Christmas horror movie now, by far. I absolutely love this film. 5 stars I give this, right? And I'm not taking anything away from that. 5 stars all the way. See how passionate I am, Jenks. I love this film so much.
Isn't it a shame that jumper didn't come?
Oh, I know. I'm gutted.
Shit, damn.
But right, you've got a movie, right, where it opens and it's got the perfect Christmas setup in America. You've got these 2 kids excited for Christmas, and Art turns up at their house. I'm not going to say much more than that because it's it's very nasty, but no one makes it out of that house alive. And I thought, oh my God, what a ballsy way to start a movie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I like the character Art. I prefer the witch, his partner in crime, the woman, the zombie woman.
Yeah, she was awesome.
But I don't really care about these films. They're a bit too gory for me. But I do respect the character. I do, when he's on screen, you know, he does light up the screen. He's really good. And I can see, and he's not out of place next to Jason, Freddy, all these characters now. He's up there. And that's why I get annoyed with like the way they handled like the Jeepers Creepers franchise, because he was destined to be like an Art, like the new kid in the block, but it's just died a death. And I'm glad the Art's come along now, and it is hope for these horror icons, because, you know, Freddy hasn't made a proper film for over 10 years now. Jason, coming up to 15 years, something like that. And there's a gap in the market, and Art the Clown has filled it, which is great. Right, is that your number one or your number two? I forget.
No, number two.
Okay, my number one is Strange Darling. Oh my God, this film blew me away. No, it's not number one just to piss you off. although I am capable of doing that. I love this film. It is so well made. It's so Tarantino-esque.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
It keeps you guessing all the way through. She is incredible in this, the lead. I cannot say anything about this film because it'll give away everything because it's still a new film. It's twist after twist. Highly, highly recommended. It's not. It may seem arty-farty when you first put it on because everything is out of order. You got chapters, but it all makes sense and there's no like wasted space. It's action, pretty much most of it. Great performances all around. Highly recommended if you haven't seen it. Why?
Oh God, I was so disappointed with this film.
So
disappointed.
Too harsh on it.
I'm not too harsh on it, right? I didn't get on with this film at all. I felt like I was constantly being taken out of it. I feel like if you're going to do the chapters the way they did it, I just thought it needed to be a bit more entertaining. Tarantino does it 10 times better.
Well, it doesn't mean to say it's not Tarantino-esque.
It's not Tarantino-esque.
It is better.
Right, in number one spot, I have got The Substance. This was by far my favourite movie of 2024. This is everything I need. I feel like someone jumped into my head, right, and took all the things I love in movies and put it into a film.
Yeah.
Because it's got everything. It's got Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley's performances are absolutely top class. I didn't realise I missed Demi Moore, but I'm glad she's back. And what a comeback performance this movie was. And Margaret Qualley as well. She is a sure future star. She's already quite big now, but she's proper stamping away in Hollywood. I mean, this movie's so good. It's got a Golden Globe nomination for Best Film. It's going up against Wicked in comedy and musical. Now, I kind of agree they can't put it in Best Film, but comedy or musical, I don't quite see it.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
But I'm glad it's up there. I'm glad it's flying the flag for horror films. And I mean, this is as horror as it gets. Yeah. This film is absolutely horrific. It's not many movies can make me squirm, and body horror are the movies that can do it because nobody likes finding buzzing shit on their body. Nobody likes things going wrong with their body. And this is exactly what this film does. And it does it so well. I don't need to go into the plot or details of the movie. Everyone's seen it. But this is by far probably my favourite movie in the last 5 years, Jenks, not just 2024.
This was excellent. I think it would have been a solid 5 stars if the ending had just tightened up a little bit. But that's nitpicking. It's a really good film. I'd highly recommend it.
I absolutely fell in love with this film. I think it's fantastic.
Yes, I just want to
read. And there's so many great homages as well to like all the classic horror films, specifically The Shining. There's so many throwbacks to The Shining. It's just a love letter to horror fans.
Yes, and
that's what this film is.
It's very smart that she set it in a cartoonish world because you can just do whatever you want,
get away with anything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yes, because like I said earlier, you don't have to care who's paying for the substance that keeps delivering. Delivered. It's like, hang on, she didn't even set up a payment plan. It's like, no, doesn't matter. Just want to read this comment to piss you off. John Moran, Strange Darling, The Substance, joint favourite horror of the year. You're outnumbered, boy, with Strange Darling.
It's not about being outnumbered, Jake. It's about having your own opinion, okay?
Look, you're just wrong.
Making your own mind up, all right?
Right. It's 5-2. What's the time? Got 5-2. Right.
Well, it's 5-7.
Oh, that went quick. Right. I just want to say quickly my 2 disappointing films of the year. They're not terrible films, but they're disappointing. It's Beetlejuice 2. And Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Oh my God, what fucking letdowns. I don't know if you had the similar ones, Kurt.
I rewatched Beetlejuice, was it yesterday? My daughter bought it for me for Christmas. She gave it to me early, so I watched it with her yesterday. I enjoyed it much more than I did the first time I seen it. Because my expectations were super low. I think I give it 3 stars.
Yeah.
I went in and watched it with my daughter. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a much better film the second time around. Now, I still don't think it's a patch on the first movie, the original one. But I had a lot more fun with it. I've said... Yeah, Ghostbusters was awful, but I didn't have that much hope with it anyway. I think it's a franchise I've never been in love with anyway. I like the originals, but I'm not screaming for more Ghostbusters movies, so I wasn't that disappointed. I've said my most disappointed of the year, probably Strange Darling.
Right, we're gonna have to wrap it up. I hate wrapping up so soon, but we're jumping on Davy Death Ray show.
Yes, we can't wait though. Let's get it going.
We've never done a watch party before, so if you want an extended version of us, jump over to Davy Death Ray show. He's doing a live watch party of Black Christmas 2019 version. I've never seen it. It's meant to be shit. I love a shit film. Especially Kurt. Well, I like to slag off a shit film. You actually like shit films.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Thanks for everyone who jumped on today, and thank you for an amazing year. This is our last show of the year. We will be releasing a video next week, a normal pre-recorded one, but this will be our last live show of the year, so having a little break. We're probably going to be too hungover to make a show next Sunday.
Definitely.
Big huge thank you to all of you guys. We've had an amazing year, and we could.
Yes, it's been the best year, and like I say all the time, it's thanks to you guys that come in the comments and join our lives every single Sunday. Thank you so much, guys, and have an amazing Christmas.
Yes, and a happy New Year. Cheers, guys.
Enjoy yourself.
Yes, have a drink on us. Right, cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers, guys.